On this week's show, Peloton Entertainment allows you to stream YouTube TV and Amazon Prime Video.
Plus, Lanebreak for the Tread has officially launched. Peloton Studios will be closed for several weeks, and much, much more.
Welcome to episode 135 of Pelo Buddy TV, a show for the Peloton community by the Peloton community. I'm Amanda Siegel, and I'm joined by my co-host, John Pruitt. He's back. Hey, John.
Hello. How you doing, Amanda?
And welcome back. I'm good. I'm very good. Thank you so much. Yeah, you had a good week out in La La Land?
Yeah, had a great time in Los Angeles with Jackie and Jackson, and I love the weather there. That was my first time in California.
Oh, serious?
Just
wow.
So you know, yeah,
all right.
yeah, first time there, and so I was very curious, and the weather was amazing. The traffic, I don't know how folks that live there deal with that traffic, because I would be pulling out my hair, because it was bad at any time of the day when we were in we Ubered most of the time, but I mean, it's insane how bad the traffic is there, because we did rent a car one day when we had like the afternoon off from Jackson's acting showcase that we were there for. So we drove along the Pacific Coast Highway, and it was kind of like backed up for a while, but yeah, just the most random times of day, it would be bumper to bumper.
Yeah, it's insane.
But loved Beverly Hills. We went there just walking around on Sunday afternoon. There was like this car show there that we just stumbled upon, and there are all these fancy classic cars, and all these tents and booths out around them. And Santa Monica was a little sketchy. The pier there, it gave like Atlantic City vibes a little bit, I'd say. So we kind of got out of there pretty quickly. Malibu, I thought, was kind of overrated, so apologies to any Malibu residents. I didn't really think it was all that. The beach was okay, but I don't see what all the
hype is.
I don't see what was so great about it. But we were in Universal City, so we spent the day at Universal Studios one day that they were there, so that was super fun. And when we did a tour at Warner Brothers as well, which was really cool, because you got to see a lot of the sets, and it was kind of dead there because there's a whole strike going on right now, so we got to see kind of drive around an area throughout the whole place that normally might be closed off for filming and stuff and for production, but super fun. I can't wait to go back.
Well, good. Well, I hope that it is, from what I can see, it seemed to be pretty productive for Jackson. So really hoping that is the case for you guys.
Yeah,
and,
turns hopefully,
out into something.
Yeah, hopefully he's in the process of obtaining a manager, and then I guess you have to sign with an agent. So that's where we're at. So hopefully big things for him. Hopefully he can retire me, and I can be.
You can just spend your life on the Peloton.
One of his managers. Travel around taking him to
exactly, and spend your life as if you don't spend enough time on the platform. You'll just spend more time. Right. All right. Well, with that being said, folks, before we get started with the news, we always like to remind you how you can keep up to date with all of our content across all of our platforms. Every episode is released on our YouTube channel. Just hit the subscribe button at the bottom right-hand side of the video and hit the notify button to make sure that you never miss an episode.
Yes, and you can also listen to us if you're on the go. We're on all podcast platforms. Just search us by Pelo Buddy TV, and make sure you subscribe if you haven't already, and click that bell for a notification so you never miss an episode or an update. And please leave us a review. We love to receive the feedback from you, and we really appreciate your comments and compliments. So please keep those 5-star reviews. Is it 5 stars?
Oh, we only want 5 stars.
Those 5-star reviews coming.
And you know what, John? We got one. We got an amazing one this week, and I will share it with you folks. The review said, "Love the podcast. It's a great recap of weekly Peloton news. I like that they discuss what is going on outside of the studio with the Peloton instructors, but also the actual in-studio news. It's a great one-stop shop to catch up on all things that I've missed during the week. Amanda and John are great, and I love when they can give inside info with the instructors they are familiar with. Keep it coming." From your fellow friend, Laura, once more. So, Laura, thank you so much.
Yeah,
of course, we both know Laura, and she is a doll, an absolute sweetheart. So, Laura, thank you so much for taking the time to write that review. It is helpful. I know we don't float everybody's boat, but we like to hear about the ones that we do. So, thank you so much for that. And
Laura's also a big John Mayer fan, which I appreciate and love too. So.
She's a big John Husking fan too, which I appreciate and love too. So Laura's great. Laura's awesome. So thank you for that. All right. Finally, folks, we are on Facebook and Instagram and, of course, Twitter. Just search for Pelo Buddy and follow us on all of those platforms for all of the latest news. All right, John, let's get on with the show.
First, let's do a rundown of the latest Pelo news.
Okay. First up, Peloton is beta testing a new feature that allows users to stream videos through their Peloton hardware devices. The feature, currently available only to those folks in the US, is called Entertainment. And is located on the More screen of the device. It allows members to stream entertainment content while they exercise, something that so many people have asked for such a long time. So no longer having to flip your iPad over the screen if you want to watch a show or something of interest and just kind of ride. Now you're able to do it directly from your hardware device. The feature is being tested on the original bike, the Bike Plus, the Tread Plus, and the Row, but not on the Guide, which kind of makes sense. At present, only Amazon Prime Video and YouTube TV are available for streaming, but other platforms like Netflix, Disney Plus, and Hulu are not. We can only assume that once they have kind of knocked out any of the kinks that they may find, that those will be added since they are such popular streaming platforms. At this point, users can log into their Amazon and YouTube accounts through their Peloton device and access all the content that they would elsewhere. However, the streaming is only available during independent workouts, meaning users cannot do a regular class with an instructor while also watching a TV show. So metrics such as cadence and resistance, it does make sense, absolutely. So again, you'd go onto the Just Ride or Just Run feature or Just Walk feature on the device to be able to, or Row, to be able to, do both. The metrics such as cadence and resistance on the bike will be displayed on the screen along with the streaming content. The workout will be recorded to the Peloton, to your Peloton profile as an entertainment workout. And only distance covered will be added to the user's monthly total. The workout also will count towards milestones and challenges and maintain the user's overall activity streak. Now, the feature is currently in beta testing with only a randomized group of members, and a full public release will depend on the identification and resolution of any bugs and issues during the test phase. So, if you don't have it right now, I actually don't. I took a look on my Bike Plus here in Florida, and I don't have it, which is kind of annoying because I would have loved to have tried it out, especially to be able to share, doing the story. But I don't have the feature.
It's on all mine.
Do you have it?
Yeah, it's on the Row. the Tread Plus and the bike. I didn't check Jackie's Bike Plus, so I just assume it's on there too. I do have YouTube TV, which, we cut the cord a while ago, so I'm a huge fan of YouTube TV. But when I was thinking of checking it out and logging in, and people with young kids can probably relate to this, I was too worried about Jackson becoming aware of that and him coming down to the basement to watch, because we really limit his screen time, so I didn't want him to get any ideas. But no, I've got it. I should just see how it works. But I figured I would use it on the tread. I'd put on walk. Yeah. Put on something on Amazon Prime, or maybe something on my DVR from YouTube TV.
Love it.
But yeah, I'll check it out. And at least the Tread Plus is passcode. It's got the tread lock, so I don't have to worry about him getting on there. So maybe I'll log in on there.
That's awesome. Yeah, I'm curious to see how it works. I know a couple people have used it and have said it was fantastic. So hopefully, there aren't too many issues along the way, and they'll be able to release it to everybody, which will be exciting.
Yeah. Nice.
Good stuff.
Well, shifting gears a little bit, we now have Lanebreak for the Tread. So Lanebreak officially launched for the Peloton Tread, and keep in mind this is for the Peloton Tread only, not for the Tread Plus. But Peloton recently shared the news this past week via their press release. They said, available to all Peloton Tread members globally, Lanebreak Tread combines gaming-inspired fitness content and music for a fun, interactive cardio workout that is tailored to the Peloton Tread. Today's announcement follows the introduction of Lanebreak Bike in 2022, with millions of Lanebreak workouts completed since launch. And for those that are unfamiliar, Lanebreak is Peloton's video game exercise format that was originally designed for the bike, and it's now rolling out on Tread devices, so it's tailored to a running workout instead of cycling. But it can be found on the More tab alongside the scenic content and the Just Workout feature. But similar to Lanebreak on the bike, there's 5 different difficulty levels that you can choose from. There are also beats, so you can earn points for being in the correct lane, and streams, which earns you points for moving a specific speed within a specified range. And one little change, there are no breakers, which are output challenges, which is likely due to a safety concern, being on a treadmill. They don't want anybody falling off, hurting themselves. But in Tread Lanebreak, you can change lanes by adjusting your incline. And then the game will dictate what lane you're supposed to be in and what speed you should be going based on the challenge that you choose taking place throughout that level. There's also a new auto incline hill challenge built into the game. So auto incline is also a feature. So this might be one of the reasons why it's on the Tread Plus, because this is a feature not on the Plus and just on the Peloton Tread. It's known as hill moments, and that are tailored for the Tread Lanebreak. And Peloton in their press release went on to describe this as being a new experience that takes inspiration from Peloton instructor-led classes and leverages the Tread's hardware capabilities to provide an immersive auto incline experience through a new hill moment. When entering a hill, the Tread will adjust its incline automatically to follow the curve shown to the user in the 3D world that's displayed on your Tread tablet. So besides the hill moments, which are relatively short, the Tread will not automatically change the incline for you. You'll need to manually change the incline to move between lanes. And then to start playing the Lanebreak, you begin first by picking the playlist or level that you want to take. So Lanebreak is very music focused. It tries to line up the challenges within the games around the beat and intensity of the music. So there's a handful of playlists and levels available at launch. And if Lanebreak for cycling is any indication, we might see some new levels added each week to the game for the Tread platform. And then for every game you complete, you'll earn 2 different scores. One is a star ranking, which is the percentage of challenges you successfully completed on a range of 0 to 100%. And then you'll also earn a numerical score, which places you on a leaderboard, and the leaderboards for each difficulty option within a level are broken down by a leaderboard over the past 7 days, the last 7 days, as well as an all-time leaderboard.
Nice. Yeah.
Have you
you know what, I didn't.
Been around to check it out?
Unfortunately, I left and didn't get to check it out before I came down here. And obviously down in Florida, I don't have the tread. But I'll definitely, when I get back after July 4th, I'll definitely try it out and let you know how it is. Because I liked it on the bike. I will be honest. I mean, I did it initially and I liked the concept of it. I thought it was an awesome concept. So I will definitely try it. And, you know, once I'm back for one of the recordings, I'll let you folks know what it's like. But I think it could be fun. It could be fun to do something different. I don't know. There's just not enough hours in the day to get everything done. You know, you want to kind of get as much working out.
Yeah, there's so much. I know. It's like if I'm going to go down there, I'm not going to do. I'm really not going to typically choose the video game.
Right. As an option.
You know, I'm going to try to get caught up on something. Yeah, whether if it's not live, it's something on demand that I still haven't. I've been bookmarked for a long time. Correct. And there's just so much on the platform. All right. Yeah.
Moving on. This one is hard to report on, but we'll share with you anyway. There are definitely some very frustrated and disappointed members out there at the moment, because Peloton announced this past week that PSL, Peloton Studios London, will be closed from August 7th through September 21st of this year. They are looking at doing renovations and maintenance work. This means that there will be no live classes from London during this period. All the London-based instructors reportedly have been recording additional classes that will drop straight to the on-demand library during the closure. The closure will not impact the New York studio, though, folks, or the New York-based instructors. So live classes will continue as normal for all of the US-based coaches. But there will be nothing live coming out of London. So, I mean, that's huge. That is huge for folks that, you know, love to obviously be doing stuff in studio as well as their favorite instructors. I have a feeling, John, and this is purely my, you know, surmising, that it'll get the UK and German instructors out to the US to do classes. And that within that period of time, we're going to see they're going to be, you know, drops from them. I can imagine. Then, you know, especially now that we've got Ben and Eric coming out. We've had Benny do classes. We've had other folks, I can't remember who else, have done classes here in New York. So we'll have to wait and see. Now, interestingly enough, the London store, the little apparel store that's next to the studio, will remain open during the studio closure, so people can still go in and shop and be there. And from what Peloton are saying, they've expressed that the goal of the renovation is to enhance the member experience, both for those taking classes live in person and for those taking classes at home, which could mean that there will be a mirror behind the instructors, which was something that people used to complain about, that there was no mirror behind the instructors.
I miss the mirror.
It also could mean, you know, changes to camera placement, instructor placement, audio and lighting features. As you guys will remember, the studio opened right, you know, in the heart of the pandemic. I mean, it was a disaster. They kind of opened and couldn't use it for a year for members to come into. So it's only been open for a year with members, and I'm sure they're starting to see issues. As we all know, it's considerably smaller than New York now because of real estate. there's nowhere really for them to expand to. So it's not as if they are able to kind of move, right or left.
Knock down a wall.
Correct. But perhaps they're going to, change stuff internally, which is a pity because it's beautiful. I mean, they've really done an amazing job, of the studio. And they haven't provided anything specific about what the renovations and maintenance work will entail. But I think it's safe to say that a new strength studio would be in the plans. It would just make sense since, we've got Ben and Eric and poor Asal. I mean, she can't do any live classes with German folks because she's only doing classes out of PSL. So I think it's safe to say that they're going to do something with the strength studio. Right now, they have 2 cycling studios, one that members can go into and another one for instructor, coach to camera.
Upstairs.
Yeah. So I maybe see them doing something with that in making that, it just makes sense. So definitely unhappy members. I know that, this is a great time for the Americans to travel and,
wow.
patients. Well, members have, I know, but I get it. I mean, they have come out to, some members have reached out to me and have said, oh my goodness, I was scheduled to be there in August, or I was scheduled, and some had even messaged, and I won't say who because I don't want to, she didn't give me permission to, but no, she didn't give me permission to, but somebody that we both know was planning and did actually email PSL, and they did say when they were going to be closed, but didn't obviously know about this big closure, and it affects her and when she's going to be there. So it just sucks. It really sucks. For me, it was.
Were you planning a trip there for your birthday? Was that why you were?
I was. So I'm still gonna go. I'm still gonna go. No. Yeah, I'm still gonna go. I won't get to do a birthday class because they open the following day. But for me, it's about the members. For me, it's about going and seeing my friends in London, and those that I just love. So I have a whole group, and there are a whole bunch of us going. So we're gonna go anyway.
Well, what's gonna happen. You know what's going to happen. You're going to go out to London to celebrate your birthday, and Hosky and some of the other folks are going to come to PSNY during that time. And teach
that's okay.
Over in New York, and you're going. All right.
No. But they open the studio on the following day, so I'm assuming that they're all going to be there for the big opening. For the reopening of the studio. If it's not delayed. All right, the control room are being pessimistic here. We don't take any pessimism allowed. So it is opening on the 22nd of September. It is going to be an amazing grand opening. I will be there to see it, and there will be no pessimism allowed. Moving on.
Well, it worked out because they they wanted to know when I was going to be back in London. I told them at the end of September, so they lined up all these dates around my schedule. Obviously.
Who can I? You gotta be the more.
I'll report firsthand how it is.
You've got to be the more important
back to me.
Person for sure, Prue. I'll go with that. Yeah. Anyway, folks. Also, just a quick reminder that both studios will be closed tomorrow and Tuesday in observance of the July 4th holiday. So there will be no live recorded classes and no member classes tomorrow. Typically, members are in the studio on Monday. But just know that if you're watching the show on Sunday, there are no classes tomorrow or Tuesday.
Yep. And moving on, we've got new dance cardio classes. So Peloton just released a 3rd installment of Dance Cardio, their series. There's 8 new classes available with Hannah Corbin, Leanne, and Emma Lovewell. They all dropped straight to the on-demand library early this past Tuesday morning, the 27th, and each are 10 minutes in length with one 5-minute warm-up class and one 5-minute stretching class. There's beginner and intermediate level classes. And all of the new classes, they've been placed in the dedicated Dance Cardio collection, which contains also classes from 2021 and 2020. as well, separated by the year they were released. And anyone familiar with Peloton's dance cardio content will notice that these classes are the first classes that are taught by a solo instructor. So previously, they had been led by 2 to 3 instructors together in the class. All previous classes, this is also the first dance cardio content from Leanne, as well, who's a former professional dancer, and Hannah Corbin and Emma both have classes available from the previous 2 releases in the collection. In addition, Peloton has also utilized existing studio space for these new dance cardio classes this time. The previous dance cardio content appeared to be filmed somewhere off-site. Emma and Hannah's classes take place in Peloton Studios New York. The yoga studio where bar and Pilates content are also filmed. And Leanne's class takes place in PSL in the strength studio space there.
It's so fun to see Leanne in a new modality. I gotta say, I got such a kick out of that. Everybody's been waiting and hoping that she does something like this. And I know that for the Yes to You crew, it was a huge, huge thing in having her in a new modality. So that was such fun to see. And she's amazing. I haven't actually physically danced it, but I did take a look at it because I wanted to see how she, what she had done. And Nicole loves to dance. So I said to her, oh, that's something we can do together. She's like, yeah, Mom, whatever. But but it was so fun to see Leanne on there.
It
was just 10 minutes.
Yeah, flexing those dance skills.
Yeah, and she had so much fun doing it. And, huge shout out to the new, well, it's not so new anymore, but the new Peloton Studios Instagram account that they opened, because they have just been sharing the most amazing material. Just filming filming all of the instructors, whether it be for the apparel drops or it be birthdays or something like this dance cardio launch of these new classes. That reel that they put together was so fun to get to see everybody dancing and seeing the staff in the studio. My friend Roxanne in London, I loved seeing Roxanne in the background dancing and just seeing some of the staff, and Anthony Klum. Oh my goodness, Ant Klum was hysterical dancing in the Peloton Studios reel. So huge shout out for that. I really think they've done an amazing job with that new Instagram account. I love it. I really love it.
Yeah, I like the little behind the scenes.
Fantastic.
Tidbits.
They've done a great job. All right. There have been 5 new self-guided workouts added to the Peloton Gym feature, which is only available via the app. The new workouts include 3 from instructors who did not previously have a Peloton Gym workout available. They are Cliff Dwenger, Rebecca Kennedy, and Selena Samuela. The additional gym workouts with Jermaine Johnson and Maddie Giacomo were also added. Here is the complete list of the new Peloton gym editions. There's a 30-minute upper body strength with Maddie. There's a 30-minute full body strength with Rebecca. A 20-minute upper body strength with Jermaine Johnson, which is an intermediate class. A 30-minute glutes and length strength with Selena, which is a beginner class, and a 20-minute core strength with Cliff Dwenger, which is also an intermediate. As a reminder, the Peloton Gym, folks, is that self-guided workout feature that was included pretty recently, meaning that users won't actually see or hear from the instructor. However, the workouts have been programmed by the instructor, and each one contains a text introduction to prepare users for the workout ahead. The Peloton Gym was originally launched in May of 2023, so just last month, and it came out alongside the brand relaunch and the new app tiers that were launched. So yeah, nice extra feature there.
Nice. And we've got a look ahead at some artist series that are coming here in July. Peloton added some new classes to the studio booking site on June 29th that gave us a nice little peek at some of those artist series classes that we currently can see. So there's 4 series now to look forward to so far in July. The first beginning July 6th, which is Luke Bryan, country artist. And then July 13th, Christina Aguilera. July 20th, Busta Rhymes. And then this one I'm kind of excited about, a nice 80s hair band, Motley Crue, on July 27th. So the Luke Bryan classes, there's going to be a 20-minute Luke Bryan glutes and leg strength with Logan, 6 p.m. Eastern on July 6th with Logan. And then Hannah Corbin's going to teach a 30-minute ride also on July 6th at 7 p.m. Eastern. And then a Luke Bryan 30-minute Luke Bryan run with Matt Wilpers on July 6th, also at 7 p.m. Eastern. And then the Christina Aguilera classes, there's 3 currently scheduled. A 30-minute flow with Anna on the 13th of July, a 30-minute ride with Tunde, also on the 13th, and then a 30-minute Christina Aguilera hike with Rebecca, also on the 13th at 7 p.m. Eastern. And then the Busta Rhymes classes, there's a few of them. There's a 30-minute Busta Rhymes full body strength with Tunde on the 20th, a 30-minute yoga flow with Chelsea Jackson Roberts, and then a 30-minute ride with Camilla, also on the 20th, and then a 60-minute Saturday 60 Tread Bootcamp with Jess Sims on Saturday the 22nd at 12 p.m. Eastern Time on our usual time slot for the Saturday 60. And then the Motley Crue classes, so far we've got scheduled a 30-minute ride with Sam Yo. These are all on the 27th with Sam Yo, 1 p.m. Eastern, a 20-minute chest and back strength with Logan, a 30-minute yoga flow with Denis, and a 30-minute Motley Crue run with Andy Spear on the 27th as well. And then I think that's all of them, unless the control room chimes in. Oh, plus more without members. So these are just the member ones, like I mentioned on the class schedule that members could book when they came out on the 29th this past week. So, yeah, we could get some more, maybe some on-demand drops, I would think.
Nice.
And then Artist Series Reloaded. So Peloton announced this past week they're bringing some of your favorite Artist Series classes outdoors this summer. So in the Peloton Outdoors section on the app, under the Collections tab, you'll find them there. So the first drop of outdoor audio classes happened on the 29th. There's a 20-minute Bob Marley run with Jocelyn, a 20-minute Dolly Parton walk with Robin, a 30-minute Eminem run with Jermaine, a 45-minute Taylor Swift run with Susie, a 45-minute Queen walk plus run with John Hosking, and a 20-minute Kendrick Lamar walk plus run with Alex Toussaint.
Awesome. All right, and Denis Morton's most recent Sample That Ride from June 24th was an unofficial James Brown class. So if those folks out there like James Brown, that was something that dropped unexpectedly. It took place at 3 p.m. Eastern Time, and it pretty much featured music by James Brown. Music that sampled James Brown, or music that was inspired by him. The class description read, "Mix it up with Denis in a sample ride fueled by the iconic music from the Godfather of Soul, James Brown. What better way to celebrate Black Music Month?" So Denis Morton's Sample That Rides are one of his signature series. We've spoken about it before. And the playlists are composed of classic hits along with music that samples that hit. So this was not an official Peloton artist series, as it was not announced by one of the central Peloton social media accounts, and did not earn an artist series badge. However, it is the closest Peloton has come to an official James Brown artist series to date. So this series is a new name for the previous Fresh Friday cycling series. And it did ask, though, if members, would be interested in, we actually asked if members would be interested in a James Brown official artist series, because this was just obviously Denis. So I'd be curious to know if folks, if folks would be interested in getting James Brown. So yeah, that was kind of fun to see Denis throw that out, and if somebody wasn't expecting it and got on the ride and loved James Brown, that was nice to see. And then Peloton have gone all out with Pride this year, with some absolutely incredible classes dropping on the platform. Last Monday, the 26th of June, Christine Aguilera did a very special 45-minute indie rock ride featuring a co-curated playlist with musician K-Flay. So Christine posted on her Instagram saying the following: it's a behind closed doors, heart naked rage and joy and hope and fear, all right here in front of you with you. She went on to say, you've heard a ton of K-Flay on my rides. I feel so damn lucky that we actually worked together. And she put that in big, bold letters on the playlist. We got to talk about her overcoming sudden permanent hearing loss in one ear and tinnitus in the other. We spoke about me overcoming my broken bones and fear after the crash, about curiosity and finding new ways, about identity and being true to yourself, about songs that talk about all of this, about what makes us proud. She went on to say that they shared playlists and compared notes, and that she wasn't surprised at all to learn that a bunch of her favorites K-Flay had co-written. So that really was amazing. And we're seeing so much more of this, of these musicians coming in and working, whether it was, of course, Ed Sheeran, which was huge, to Idina Menzel, to others that have, sat down with the instructors and spoken about their music and spoken about what they were doing. And then Wednesday, Eric Yeager and Benny Adami was a much anticipated and waited for 2-for-1 Pride ride. And that one, folks, is definitely one for the books, with an absolutely incredible vibe, fun and engaging playlist, and from what I understand, English subtitles. So I'm not sure if the subtitles are up yet, but they are coming. I do know that Jeffrey McKeachin's Pride Run does have English subtitles. So definitely there is so much amazing content on the platform with all the Pride work that they've been doing. As we said, this year they focused on the classes. So Peloton put all their energy into making sure that there were amazing workouts for us members to do, rather than focus on new apparel from that perspective. So yeah.
Yeah, and it looked like they put a lot of time and effort into it with the matching outfits. And then I just noticed, I think on Friday or Thursday, I think Benny posted an Instagram of a
behind the scenes.
And they were, I guess, rehearsing the choreography. Yes. Yeah, some of the moves in the studio. Yeah. So
they
really,
did,
they
and
put a lot of time into
choreographed a really cool little thing to Padam, which is my favorite song for the summer. I think it's the Pride song for the summer. Kylie Minogue's Padam Padam.
Yeah, Cody can't.
Oh,
Cody
he's
can't
playing it too. That's too funny. Yeah, I'm loving it. I'm loving it. It's on repeat. It's on repeat in my house. So that's fun too. So it's fun to hear.
Nice. Well, we have some new scenic content. This time from Rebecca Kennedy and Jeffrey McKeachern. It just dropped this past Friday. So if you are thinking about a summer trip to Spain, Peloton has you covered with Rebecca and Jeffrey. There's 3 new guided workouts set in the picturesque location of the Canary Islands. They're now available for bike and tread owners. There's a 20-minute Tenerife Canary Islands ride with Rebecca. So we're going to see Rebecca riding a bike, which I've never seen.
Very
I don't
cool.
think she's ever taught I don't think there's any content with her on a bike. So this should be fun. And then right up her alley is a 30-minute Tenerife Canary Islands hike with her. And then Jeffrey has a 30-minute Tenerife Canary Islands run, which is in German. All classes, they were filmed in Tenerife, which is the largest of the Canary Islands off the coast of West Africa. And the run is instructed in German, but it will have English subtitles, thankfully. And this is the first scenic drop from Peloton since the beginning of the year, when they unveiled their first guided scenic rows with Matt Wilpers in Ash Prior. We do anticipate some more scenic rows, though, coming up with Alex Karwoski from South Carolina, as he was down there recently filming some content. And in addition to the new guided classes, there are also 2 new distance runs, 3 timed runs, 3 distance rides, and 3 timed rides, all available now as well, which are all located in Tenerife. And just as a friendly reminder, caveat, the scenic content, it's only available to members who own the bike, tread, or row, the actual Peloton hardware. It's not accessible to Peloton app members. And you can also only access the content that is specific to your device. So you wouldn't be able to access the row content on your tread or on your Peloton bike.
I got to tell you, John, though, I won't hide that I am disappointed that they didn't do a 2-for-1. Jeffrey has, he's done English classes, so I'm really surprised.
Yeah, it would have been fun if they'd done a hike
100%.
together.
I would have thought that Jeff would have been on the hike with Rebecca, and I was disappointed. I got to tell you, I haven't taken that up with either of them yet. I wanted them to enjoy their moment of it being released.
Yeah, because we got the Ben and Jess Sims. I guess that was a hike or a walk.
And John and Susie.
Iceland? Greenland?
John and Susie were Iceland.
Yeah.
No, they were Iceland. No, you're right. I think, gosh. Yeah.
No, Jess and...
Yeah, they were in Scotland. Susie and John were in Scotland. That's right. But they were together, and so that was kind of a bit disappointing.
Yeah.
All right, we can't have our cake and eat it. I guess they had a fun time being away together anyway. All right, now I guess John made me the bearer of bad news once again. On June, I got to get to that list quicker so that I pick the stories, because I hate sharing this, but Peloton have gone ahead on June 23rd and removed another 3 weeks worth of classes from the on-demand library as part of the ongoing class library maintenance. The classes that were removed were filmed between September 3rd and September 20th. So I better go back and make sure that I do some of those birthday rides from 2019 that I got shout outs on before it gets purged next week. Only 3 classes this time were spared during the round of purges. One was a 45-minute this was actually Kendall's 45-minute premiere ride from the 10th at 7:30. There was a 30-minute Shakira run with Maddie Majacomo, which is fantastic. So I'm so glad that did remain, although I've said multiple times that I never typically go back and do workouts that I've done before, but I love that one has remained. And then a 30-minute Shakira ride with Hannah Corbin, also from the 18th. But interestingly enough, John, Kendall and Tunde had their premiere rides in the same week. They were both announced as new instructors on September the 10th, but only Kendall's remains on demand. Now, it is believed that Tunde's premiere ride was removed during the massive purge last December, when Peloton removed all classes with songs from Kanye West. So we're definitely thinking that that's the reason that Tunde's is not on there, but Kendall's is. This, folks, is the 5th week in a row that Peloton have removed a minimum of 3 weeks worth of classes. So the library maintenance, as you guys will recall, was announced back in April, and it's hitting hard. It's hitting hard. It's just, Fridays come around and they're like, oh my God, these classes are just gone, never to be seen again. But as we've said again 1,000 times, there is so much material on the platform. I just can't believe anybody can find time to go back to old. John Mills and I spoke last week, John, about the fact that there's actually a petition out asking for some of the marathon structured classes not to be removed. Some of them have already been removed and people are quite upset about that. So hopefully somebody from Peloton got to hear that. But our friend Jen Cotter got a petition in her name to ask for that not to be removed. So we haven't heard anything back on that yet, but just to kind of
got dozens.
No, there were
signatures.
500. I think there were quite a lot of people were signing it. So even they were asking folks that even weren't used to using those particular classes to please share that they would like them to remain.
Yeah, I did notice on the official member page on Facebook, someone posted about not removing the Christian Van Velde marathon
his stuff as well.
Cycling
prep
class.
Makes sense.
Yeah, and I think I don't know if there's any content remaining from. I think it's George Hincapie.
Okay,
he's another pro cyclist that back at 23rd Street. Oh, that's gone now too. Yeah, he would teach randomly here and there at 23rd Street, like Christian would from time to time. All right. Well, moving on to the app. With the long-anticipated launch of Peloton's digital app tiers, which were announced last month, there have been a lot of questions around the Peloton community. One of the main ones is regards to the free version of the app, the Peloton called Peloton App Free, which classes are actually available with that level of membership, and which classes are available rather with that level of membership. So Peloton App Free, it's the most basic and limited option on the Peloton app. You don't have to provide a credit card to sign up. There's no expiration date. There's no limited trial or for the free version where it automatically enrolls you into something afterwards. There's simply a list of approximately 50 free classes that members can choose from, in addition to a new featured extra classes beyond that 50 that are rotated on a periodic basis. So the free app, this version that doesn't cost anything, it does not include the modalities of boot camps for the bike, tread, or row, unless a class from one of those modalities happens to be featured in it for a limited time. So as app-only members kind of choose which path to take once their legacy period is up in December of 2023, there's been a lot of questions on how to view which classes are currently free. So those interested, and we have a write-up on this on pelobuddy.com, so you can navigate to that as well. But if you go to members.onepeloton.com/classes/free, you can view the list of free classes, and there's just over 70 available right now. They're taught by a variety of instructors in different modalities. Though there are no rowing or boot camp classes, there are classes that range from 5, 10, 15 to 20 and 30 minutes in length. There's no classes that are over 30 minutes in length, interestingly. Classes are offered in English, German, and Spanish, though. And as a reminder, the new app tiers are not relevant to all access members who pay the $44 plus a month membership fee that's required to access the content on the actual Peloton hardware. So just keep that in mind if you're if you're in that app realm, if you don't have the actual hardware.
All right. Well, Peloton hosted a special Pride event at their retail stores in the United States and Canada on June 24th. The event was announced via that Peloton Studios Instagram story that I spoke about before, with a video featuring Mara, also known as instructor Maddie Majacomo. During the event, customers could visit their local retail store to enjoy Pride-themed donuts, make their own Pride banner, and receive a free Peloton Pride tote bag. That was obviously only while supplies lasted, because I'm sure they didn't have an abundance of them. There was no need to RSVP in advance, and customers could stop by at any time during the store's regular operating hours. The event was part of Peloton's celebration of Pride Month, which, as we said earlier, has included just amazing content, both live and on demand. All the Pride classes have been placed in the Pride collection for easy navigation. So folks, if you are looking for those classes, and I should have probably mentioned that when I spoke about the Pride, about the Pride classes with Christine and Eric and Benny, they are in there. And then we also spoke about the fact that Peloton had hosted that Pride brunch with with Mara, which was held. So there's just been a ton, and with the month coming to an end, and it'll be over, and those folks that want to kind of go back and enjoy all those Pride classes, you can certainly do that. But they really did an amazing job this year with Pride content. So yeah. And then one quick last ad. There was a new Peloton drop on Friday called Pick Your Palette. So Ali Love had posted on her Instagram that the instructors had voted, and since they couldn't choose one color, they wanted it in all of the colors. So everyone's favorite Cadent fabric is now available in almost every color of the rainbow, from hot pink to purple. And I have to say, I did take a look before we recorded, and they've done an amazing job. I mean, from peak caps to sweatshirts to bra tops to tank tops to, leggings to shorts to t-shirts. There's everything. And it's kind of like, a hue of a certain color that you can mix and match and put together. So, it was an absolute rainbow.
Yeah, a lot of bright summer classes. I'm perusing the new Pick Your Palette collection right now as you're talking. And interestingly,
yes, I saw that.
There's sunglasses on there, which I thought are kind of cool from Goodr, Goodr. They're kind of aviator style glasses, but there's 3 different colors, and one's like very bright red, orange. And the color name is funny. It's Captain Blunt's Red Eye is the name of that sunglass color. But then there's just traditional black colored aviators, and then a more of like a tortoiseshell look with black lenses. But they're all polarized, which is nice to see.
Not bad,
and,
yeah.
$35.
That's not bad at all.
That's
not bad at all.
Not too bad. Pretty reasonable. I was trying to zero in to see if there was any Peloton logo on the.
It doesn't say Peloton on the side? I'm shocked.
On the side, on the temple of the.
Okay.
I don't see any. Yeah, I don't see any Peloton branding on the ones in the pictures, but they look pretty nice. And yeah, they're not. Nice. They don't. All right.
Well, let's go straight into instructor in the news, and I guess you're up first.
Cool. All right. Yeah. So Cody and Maddie had quite a time recently. This past week, they were hanging out at Vice President Kamala Harris's residence for a special Pride event. They both shared on social media about it. Maddie had posted on Instagram with a caption that said, "I'm proud to live in a country where queer people are invited by our VP to celebrate the LGBTQIA+ community. Thank you to Vice President Kamala Harris and her husband, Doug, for having us by the pool." And he said, sad that nobody went in. Cody, if you go on Cody's TikTok account, he posted like a funny video recap of the event, which he narrated, and he put like this funny audio filter, which kind of makes your voice sound kind of funny and high pitch. And it was great because he was like, I don't care about, he just prefaced it by saying, I don't care about your politics or who you voted for. If you're here to, to hate, do that somewhere else. But he just said it was a lot of fun. There was a spritz bar. He said at one point they were serenaded by Tony Award winner Alex Newell. And then he also made mention of, he asked about the pool. He said Kamal never uses the pool, but her husband Doug does frequent it. And then he finished, giving a little tour of this little video montage. He did say, though, the one thing unforgivable about the event was this glassware, I guess, that they had on all this shelving sort of out in front of the house, which I don't know if it was like a gift, or if it was what you would use for your drinks, but he did make mention of that, which I thought was pretty funny.
All right, too funny. I got to go back to his TikTok and take a look at that and see.
Yeah, I don't think he posted on Instagram. I think it was just on TikTok.
On TikTok. I'll go take a look. I'll take a look. Well, Ben Alders hosted a very special guest in his 80s class on Monday at PSL. His dad, Steve, was front row celebrating his retirement. Ben shared the occasion on Instagram with some lovely photographs and saying the following. He said, "My dad has inspired and taught me the importance of working hard, being a solid family man, and being an all-round good guy. Proud of you and so happy I was able to take a moment to celebrate you within that ride today. Love you and can't wait to see what this next chapter brings you." And, Ben is just so heartfelt. It was really lovely to get to see him just celebrate his dad. So, huge shout out to Steve.
What do we know? Do we know what
he was in finance?
Profession he retired from?
Ben's dad was in finance, and it was interesting. Ben's spoken about it in the past, and how his dad was always kind of raised his eyebrows when Ben chose to leave the world of finance and become a personal trainer and ultimately become a Peloton instructor. And clearly that's gone exceptionally well for Ben, both being so happy in what he's doing as well as successful. So it was nice to see kind of the two worlds collide, and for his dad to be sitting there front row in one of Ben's classes. It was really, really cool. It was an amazing ride. An amazing, amazing ride.
That's great. Well, Alex Karwoski was on a podcast recently, the Tag Along with the Pro podcast, talking with his brother, Nick, who incidentally is a hydro rowing coach. They discussed his lifestyle balance in New York City, and of course, there was some brotherly banter. I didn't have a chance to listen to it, but it's on all podcast platforms if you want to check it out. He was tagged in an Instagram clip by the Tag Along with a Pro podcast social media page.
Nice. And lastly, the absolutely incredibly inspirational Logan Aldridge is the newest member of the Callaway Adaptive Team. So huge congrats to that absolute legend. And I guess, John, let's go right into Picks of the Week.
All right, kick it off.
All right, let's go. We will start off with Andy Spear. Andy Spear had a 10-minute full body stretch. It was from the 22nd. It was recommended by Red Hawk Rider. They said his full body focuses on parts not typically hit by other full body stretches, including a lengthy foot stretch, which helps alleviate the loss of his awesome active recovery. Feet class that was lost to the purge. So I didn't even know he had an awesome recovery foot class. But that was one that was just recommended. And then Jermaine Johnson had his 30-minute Madonna full body strength class, also from the 22nd, was a pick for Alive and Spinning. They said Jermaine created a great workout for this class. And the next one is mine. I was back on the bike for Leanne's 30-minute Madonna ride. I was not alone. Our friend Daisy Mack and Shantastic Life also recommended this as a pick. And honestly, John, I don't know if you've done it yet or not, but it is one not to be missed. I know I've always shouted Leanne out.
I haven't even done Cody's yet.
Oh, really? Yeah, no, this one is a must. I mean, she firstly, she looked sensational. I spoke about it briefly last week on the show because I had done it, and I couldn't not share it, but was told I had to wait for it as a pick of the week for this week, hence me bringing it up this week. But it truly was a mixture of incredible music. Leanne looked spectacular. The structure of the class was beautiful.
Brittany Allen?
Brittany Allen,
outfit?
all the way. I mean, she is just killing it with these amazing get-ups that she's organizing for the instructors. So huge shout out on that one.
All right, so while we're on the subject of Madonna, next up is Cody's 30-minute Madonna live DJ ride from June 23rd. We got this from Liss 311. They said you can't go wrong with Cody's live DJ rides, and this was no exception. And then next, Jess Sims, 60-minute Saturday 60 full body tread boot camp from June 24th. This was submitted by UTE Collins. They said always a burner. This was no exception. And then Jen Sherman's 45-minute sold-out show ride from June 25th, submitted by Rachel Spin 24. She said super high energy and fun playlist.
Awesome. Moving right on. John Husking, 30-minute intervals run from the 26th. This one was recommended by one of his admins, twin mom Anna. I was so happy to see Anna recommend this one. She said, great interval format with a awesome playlist. And then Ali Love, 30-minute pop punk ride. This was also from the 26th. The Love Squad Peloton shouted their girl out. They said this was the first time her pop punk ride has been 30 minutes, and it was a great playlist. And then Logan Aldridge, 30-minute walk plus run from the 26th. And this one was recommended by our friend Roz Reich, 712. Roz said it was Logan's 19-year armiversary. And he told the story of how he lost his arm and the positive attitude he has that made him into the person he is today. Oh, that one's not to be missed, folks.
Nice. I'm going to try to get through these really quickly because I know you got that Hosking run you want to make, Amanda. All right. Adrian's 45-minute Thunder 45 tread boot camp from the 26th. Got this from Plant Powered Mom and Mrs. Moran. They said Adrian's first Thunder 45 back since he came back from recovering from his injury. Great music, challenging class, had a huge smile on my face the whole time. So excited that he's back and ready to see what else he has up his sleeveless shirts for the upcoming Thunder 45s. I did this one live, and I don't know if I didn't stretch enough afterwards, but this one killed me. So sore in my core. Like, this was a really hard class, so.
Oh my goodness!
I never learned my lesson with these Thunder 45s.
He came back with a vengeance.
They're really, really, really hard. Next up, Ben's 30-minute 80s ride from the 26th. Got this from Sugar Melia. They said Ben's dad was in the studio for this one, celebrating his retirement. And then Chelsea Jackson Roberts, 30-minute high NRG yoga flow from the 26th as well. Got this from Cali 2YK. They said you couldn't help but smile during this class.
Awesome. And then Hannah Frankson's 30-minute Tabata ride from the 27th. This one came from Fogel DSF. They said great music, great sweat, and great instruction. Next up, Hannah Corbin's 10-minute dance cardio from the 27th. This one came from Dancing in a Dream. Fun, accessible, and uplifting. And then Camilla Ramone's 45-minute reggaeton run from the 27th. This one came from Beaches and Bubbles and Dippin' Dot 22. It was her first 45-minute run with an amazing playlist.
All right, next we got Callie's 45-minute bike boot camp, full body from the 27th. Lauren Malish and Mommy's Hobby submitted us this. They said great playlist and fun full body workout. And Eric and Benny's 30-minute Pride 2-for-1 ride in German from the 28th. Got this from A Dose of Delight, Cup of Noodles 83, and Daria Petals. They said the 2-for-1 ride while in German was really fun. My German is rusty, but I understood half of what Benny and Eric said. And it's a Pride ride. The energy and dance break was everything. Eric telling us why Pride is important to him because of his sister, and Benny explaining how Peloton and the other instructors have created such a safe space for him. It was truly a great ride from start to finish.
Awesome.
And then rounding it out, we got Ash Pryor's 20-minute Tabata row from June 28th. We got this from George82PZ. They said Tabata classes on the rower just hit differently. Great sweat and workout from Ash.
Fantastic. All right, folks. So a lot of information on this week's show. But as always, thank you so much for taking the time to get through it all with us, and hopefully those picks of the week will be ones that you will, will be ones that you will enjoy and take. So from me here down in Florida, bye for now, everybody.
Yep, and here from me here in Michigan, thank you for tuning in, watching and listening to us, and as always, we will see you on the leaderboard.
Thank you for watching Pelo Buddy TV, your source for everything Peloton, by the community, for the community. Work out with us using the Pelo Buddy TV leaderboard tag, and find us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Pelo Buddy. Don't forget that we have a podcast available so that you can listen to us while on the move. Just search for Pelo Buddy TV on any major platform and hit the subscribe button so you never miss an episode.